Hi class, this is course 3, lesson 8. This is on perimeter and area. Perimeter, right here, perimeter, that is the distance around a polygon, which is a closed flat shape. So in a room, you could think of it as the baseboard at the bottom of the wall, or if you had to put a wallpaper border all the way around, like around by the ceiling on every wall, that's perimeter. How far around do you have to go? The formula for perimeter of a rectangle is capital P equals 2L plus 2W. L is length and W is width. Okay, so you just multiply 2 times the length, multiply 2 times the width, and add those together. Now area is the size of the surface of a flat shape. Okay, so if you think about a room, the floor tiles or the carpet cover the area of the floor. And if you think about tiles, they're usually square tiles, and that's how we're figuring out the number of squares that fit inside a room, or the number of squares that cover a surface, which is why you get square units. So the formula for area of a rectangle is A equals LW, and when there's nothing in between them, that means to multiply. So L is still length and W is still width, and we're going to multiply length times width to get area. So I have an example for you, and shows a rectangle. We have 18 feet by 3 feet, and you can treat this as the length, 18 is the length, or 18 is the width. It really doesn't matter in the calculations. So perimeter, you're going to take 2 times the length, and I used 18 as the length, and you're going to add that to 2 times the width. So 2 times 18 would be 36, and 2 times 3 would be 6, and 36 plus 6 will give you 42 feet. Now, you need to make sure you have labels. If you do not put labels on your answers, they're wrong. Okay? Perimeter is just the units. Feet, inches, miles, meters, whatever is in the problem, it's just that unit. When you calculate area, you multiply the 2 dimensions, length times width. 18 times 3 gives you 54 feet squared, because feet times feet would be feet squared. So it's square units. So remember the exponent. You can also write it out as like SQ period FT square feet. That would be fine. But the exponent, if you choose to use it, goes on the units. Here's a neat little thing that you may not have known. If you double the length and the width of a rectangle, the perimeter will double. Okay, now that just makes sense because it's twice as long and twice as wide. But the area is going to be 4 times as large. Okay, I think that's pretty cool. But if you want more information on that, go to page 50 and look at example 2, and it works out all the steps that you need. Now here's a complex figure. You need to separate this into rectangles and squares. So if we want to find the perimeter, we don't have to do anything special. We just add up all the sides. But you'll notice that this side and this side are not labeled, and so we need to figure out those dimensions first. So this is a horizontal segment here, and so is this one. So this 8 inches plus whatever this is has to equal this 14-inch side here. So I know that this unmarked one going horizontally is 6 inches. Now the vertical one that is not marked, I know that that length plus this 7-inch length has to equal this 13-inch length. So I know that this is 6 inches as well. Now this doesn't look the same as this, and that's okay, because it's free-form sketch, and it doesn't have to be exact. So don't ever look at this and go, well, it's smaller than this, so it should be 4 inches. Don't do that. Use the math, and whatever it is, it is. Okay, so perimeter, you're just going to add up all the sides, start anywhere, and just work your way around. So if I said 8 plus 13 plus 14 plus 7 plus 6 plus 6, and then I calculate that out. So this is 21, this is 21, and this is 12. 8 plus 13 is 21, 14 plus 7 is 21, and 6 plus 6 is 12. 20, 40, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54. So the perimeter is 54 inches. Okay, so how's this work for area? I don't have formula for a complex figure for area, but what I can do is I can divide this into structures that I do know how to calculate the area for. So I could draw a line here, or I could draw a line here, or I could even extend this to make a big rectangle and then subtract this piece here. So I will just draw a line right here and create two rectangles. So I have a rectangle here that is 7 by 14, 7 by 14, and I have this one up here. It's not 13 because 13 is as long as both of these shapes, but it is 6 by 8, 6 by 8. So area, I'm going to multiply the length and the width, so 14 times 7 is 98. And then this one was 6 times 8, which I know is 48. And then you add those two together because I want the area of the small one and the area of the large one to make up that whole complex figure. 98 plus 48 would be 146. 9 plus 4 is 13, 8 plus 8 is 16, so I carry the 146. And then it's the units, but they're squared. Okay, so hopefully that gave you an example of how to calculate the area and perimeter with a complex figure. Be very careful that you identify those missing side lengths before you do perimeter. You can't get all the way around this figure without going on the unmarked side, so you need to include that in your calculations. Okay, that's it for lesson 8. I will see you in class.